Hello, everyone. It's Julie Lawrence from TeacherJulieOnline.com. And on my channel, I talk about working from home as an online teacher, and I also talk about homeschooling my own child, which is new. So, in this video, I am going to talk all about our homeschool plan for the 2020-2021 school year. So if that is something that interests you, or if teaching online interests you, I would love to have you subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be a part of these wonderful new videos that come out. So here we go. Now, homeschool is a new thing for me and for my son, and we decided to do it this year because of all the COVID craziness. I just could not make a decision on whether I wanted him to go back to school in person or if I wanted him to do virtual online learning. And actually, I knew pretty much that I did not want him to do virtual online learning. It did not go well for us in the spring with kindergarten. His teacher was phenomenal, and the school and the district did the very best they could, and I have no complaints about that at all. But my child could not handle all of the computer time. He just couldn't ever really engage with the Zoom meetings, and he was dreading it and complaining about it and just not learning. He is already behind, and so I just thought, I can do this. I'm a certified teacher. I haven't been in the classroom in a while. I've kind of secretly always wanted to try it in a way. And so I thought that this year was a great time to start. And so I am so glad that we made the decision that we did. We have just begun our second week of homeschool. And so I thought I would go ahead and make this video at the beginning of our homeschool journey just to kind of mostly document it for my memories and so that I can look back and kind of see where we started. And so in this video, all I'm going to do is kind of talk about what our daily structure is, or what our daily rhythms and routines are, what I'm using to teach him, and kind of my thoughts on how it's going so far. When I determined that this is something that I wanted to do, I began researching and watching videos and reading blogs and joining groups and finding out as much as I could and trying to find out all about the different curriculums that were out there and what people did and what people used, and how they homeschooled multiple kids and single kids and different schedules and different, just all kinds of things. And what happened, which is generally what happens to me, is I get a wealth of information and everything sounds so cool and awesome that I want to do it all. And so I began to write down and sort of plan things out in my head and on paper, and I realized that I had too much and I didn't think that I could get all of it done. And so I kind of picked and chose from a lot of different things, and I've narrowed it down, and I think we're in a good rhythm. And so this is kind of how our day goes. Generally, we begin school at 9 o'clock in the morning, and generally we are done by lunch. Now, that of course doesn't always happen, and sometimes we take longer recess breaks, and then we have to finish after lunch, or sometimes a last minute errand will come up. That's the thing that I have loved so far about homeschool, is that it is so flexible and it allows for things like that to happen. So this is what we do. At 9 o'clock, we come in and we begin our morning basket, or our morning time. And in our morning time, we do our pledges, we sing a patriotic song, we do his learning binder, his morning binder, which includes our calendar time. It includes a word of the day or a number of the day. He practices his writing his name, his address, and his phone number. We count, of course, the days of school, all that calendar time stuff. We practice sight words, just a variety of sort of that spiral learning, I guess, or that learning that happens the same every day. I don't know what that's called. Forgive me. I promise I was a teacher. So we do that. We also do we do a Bible story. We're trying to read through the Bible in the year, a children's Bible. We do some handwriting. So that's always the time that he does his handwriting, which he hates to write, but so far he's liking the handwriting, okay, which is surprising. And then I also try to include something else during that time. So we might do a logic puzzle or game. We might do a what would Danny do story. He loves that. It's like kind of character education where he gets to choose um, the right choice for Danny to make. And if Danny makes the wrong choice, this is what happens. And if Danny makes the right choice, this is what happens. So he's really enjoying that. Sometimes we might do play just a game. And the other thing that we have just started is reading Story of the World. And so he's been really liking that so far. I didn't think that he would like it. I thought he was too young, but we've just started right at the beginning with volume 1, and he's listening. So we're reading a little bit of Story of the World. All of that happens in our morning basket time. Then we go straight into reading, which is my son's most critical subject. So I thought that it was really important that we do that right in the morning when we're fresh and ready to go. I chose for our reading program, I chose All About Reading, which so far I am liking a lot. Now, I feel a little like pressure because not only am I a teacher, but I have my master's degree in reading. And so I feel like I should be able to do this. But you know, when it's your own child, it becomes a little bit different. And so he is still struggling, but we just take it slow and we go at his pace, and I try to gauge when he's at frustration and we stop or we take a break or we do something different. But I'm already seeing some progress, and so I'm really excited about that. He's motivated to put his little stickers on the chart. The more he realizes that he can start to read and sound out some of these words, he's getting more motivated to keep going. So I'm really happy about that. But I can tell that we're going to be moving slow through that program, and that's okay. But I have been happy with that so far with All About Reading. And then the last thing we do before our morning break is we do some kind of, I'm just going to call it like the language arts block, because I want to teach the phonics lessons, which is all about reading, but I also want to incorporate read alouds and comprehension and things like that. So we might do a read aloud and just talk about it. Like today we read a story and talked about character traits, things like that. Um, and then I'm still figuring writing and grammar out. So what we did today was we started with Spectrum Language Arts, and we started on the kindergarten book, and he did a page that he felt super confident doing because it was capital letters and lowercase letters, and I knew he was going to breeze through that, but I wanted him to see that this wasn't going to be hard and he can do it, and just trying to build that motivation, build that encouragement in him. I do think that we are going to start the Write Shop, which I found through some searching. I don't even remember how I found it, but I'm going to try to start that next week. And that only happens 3 days a week. So my plan is to do Write Shop 3 days a week and do a grammar lesson or a grammar something. It's going to have to be hands-on, some kind of hands-on grammar the other 2 days. So that's my plan. Then we typically take a break. Depending on the day of the week is how long of a break we can take. I am still teaching for OutSchool, so some of the days I cannot take a long break because I have to teach in the afternoon. Other days I can take longer of a break, which we love. We love to be outside. We love to explore. We love to go on walks, look through nature. We love that. And so the more we can be outside, the happier we both are. Now it is blazing hot where I live, so I am ready for cooler weather because we can't be outside much into the afternoon. It just gets too hot. So if we have an earlier morning, we will go out. Sometimes we play with the neighbors, and it's funny because most of our neighbors around us and in the neighborhoods around us are doing school. They're in virtual school. So we kind of have to time it with their lunch recess breaks from their virtual school. But it's been kind of neat to see the different kids come out of their houses at different times for their breaks and kind of try to match our friends so that we can see them um, socially distanced and safe, of course, right now. But that's been kind of cool. And then with my son, it's fun to kind of say, oh, well, they have to go back inside now, and we have a little bit more flexible schedule, which is kind of cool. So I have enjoyed that. Then typically when we come back from our break, he's hot and tired. We might have a little snack, get a drink. I might do a little bit of a read aloud or something just to wind him down. And then we wrap up our school day with math and then science, and which I will switch out with social studies. So for math, I looked at a lot of different math curriculums, and I finally settled on using the Moffat girls from Teachers Pay Teachers. I really love their stuff. I love how it's so cute and friendly and hands-on. And so I'm going to be, as far as I know, as right now, I'm going to be using their stuff for math. And so right now we're doing number sense and kind of a kindergarten review. And he's doing well with that. It's going well so far. And then for science, I'm kind of picking and choosing from a variety of things. So right now we are doing a What is a Scientist unit. I found that also on Teachers Pay Teachers. You can see a little bit of it back here. We did a tools and non-tools sorting activity. Right now we're talking about the five senses. So today we did a nature walk and we used our five senses. He's been able to set up a science notebook that he really likes. Yeah, so far science is going well. He loves science and that's what he wants to do all the time. But he thinks that science should always be doing an experiment. And I can't, nor do I want to do an experiment every single day. So we'll have to figure something out with that. But we have done a couple of experiments already. And so we kind of have to balance that a little bit. When I switched back to social studies, I also found some more things online that correlate with our state standards, because I'm not sure if this is going to be long term for us, because if it's just for this year and he's going to go back to school in second grade, I'm trying to kind of keep close to the standards. I'm not as worried about it with science and social studies, and I feel like with those two subjects we can kind of go more on interest, and he's already expressed some things that he wants to learn about, and so I think we'll be a lot more open with science and social studies and just kind of take it as it comes. I am excited about doing exploring nature with children as part of our science, because again, like I said, we love nature, and so we're excited for it to get cooler so that we can start going on more nature walks, longer nature walks, and following that curriculum, which looks really neat. And then that is pretty much it for our day. Because I love reading so much, we try to incorporate a lot of books, a lot of read alouds, and a lot of hands-on activities for the particular learner that he is. And so that is where we are as of the 6th day of first grade, mama and son. And I would love to come back and update this maybe in a month or two and see if we're even still doing the same things. But I think my next video, I want to show you around our homeschool classroom, which is where I am right now. This is also where I teach my outschool classes. And I am so blessed that we have this. It's this whole separate building from our house. I'm so blessed that we have this room to get away from the rest of our family. My husband and other two children are inside the main house all day working and doing virtual school. So it's nice that we get to come outside and be away from everybody and have our own space. So in my next video, I would love to show you around and kind of show you how I have organized everything and our little tiny, it's not very big, our little spaces where we do school. So thank you for listening to me ramble about our first few days of homeschool. If you have any questions about anything, or if there's anything that I can clarify more for you, I know I talked kind of fast and I probably left some things out. Just leave it below in the comments and I will be happy to respond. Thanks for watching. Bye.